Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido and today we're coming to you from the Lentil region where it is the Neos hosting the Anastar Galaxy, and as that mold breaker Veluza exerts that over the field, let's have a look at this tale of the tape as the Neos had a terrible start to their season, being completely outplayed last round, whereas the Anastar Galaxy unfortunately did walk away with a loss last round, but they are looking like a strong side this season and they want to prove that again here today. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the Delta types? Will it be the Psychic types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
And it is going to be that Cantonian Dog Trio going for the Mud Slap onto Veluza, who is joined by Grumpig. It is going to be the Cantonian Sand Slash this time for the Lentil Neos, as the fissure from Grumpig is going to be avoided by Sand Slash, allowing it to go for the double hit. So thankfully it is not taking itself out of this matchup at the very beginning, connecting both times for some good damage there onto Veluza, who does respond with the Whirlpool. This will be super effective, but once again being avoided by Sand Slash, allowing Dog Trio to try and capitalize by going with the Dragon Shear, helping out Sand Slash, who is going to be getting pumped in the very early stages of this matchup, and that could be critical as Grumpig is going to go for the pluck, getting some good damage there onto Dog Trio and stealing its Leper Berry in the process, as well as it proceeds to chow down on that berry. The disrespect as Sand Slash with the Barb Barrage continuing to go for Veluza, who is left with that poison status condition as well. That will be doing that passive damage, but Veluza does respond with the Phantom Force. It is going to vanish instantly, but this will not stop it from taking that poison damage, and Dog Trio is going to need to focus in on Grumpig, going for that echoed voice, but that does practically nothing, allowing Grumpig to respond with the Gunk Shot onto Sand Slash. Not very effective, not doing that much damage, and Sand Slash is going to respond with the Seed Bomb, but it goes for Veluza, who is still out of sight as it finishes off that Phantom Force, getting some good damage there onto Sand Slash, but there is that poison onto Veluza, putting it into knockout range, and Dog Trio could capitalize here by going with the Defense Curl instead. It is going to boost that base 50 defense. Grumpig, however, is going to respond by laying the smack down. Not very effective though onto Dog Trio, opening the door for Sand Slash to go with the Tail Glow here on the field. It is going to boost that special attack a great deal as Veluza goes with the Matcha Gotcha. This will be super effective onto both ground types here. Sand Slash able to hang on by a thread, but Dog Trio is eliminated as Veluza importantly has that health restored as well. And it gets back a lot of health with that move, but that poison is still continuing to afflict it here, so it is chipping away at its health, but it's kept itself in this game for longer here, as now out comes Slowking, and it is the Jotonian variant appearing in this game, and it is on the receiving end of that Darkest Lariat, super effective from Grumpig. This does lead to Slowking chowing down on that Enigma Berry though, so it is going to restore its health here on the field, and Sand Slash with the response goes for the Scratch, gets in some good damage for a Scratch onto Veluza, but Veluza responds by setting up the Aqua Ring. It is trying to offset that poisoning as best as it can as Slowking goes with the double kick. Very little damage being done to Grumpig down here on the field there from Slowking though, even with those two connections, and there it is, that Veil of Water restoring the health of Veluza, and that poisoning trying to offset it, chipping away at its health, and it does take more damage than is restored as Grumpig is going to go for that consistent seismic toss, getting some good damage there onto Slowking, but Sand Slash with the power split onto Veluza, sharing the power between the two, and Veluza is going to respond with the Dragon Hammer, but Sand Slash is able to roll out of the way of that move, opening the door for Slowking to go with the Flail, putting Veluza into knockout range. Now that Veil of Water will restore the health. Can the poisoning take it out though? Veluza needs to hang on, and it is still in this matchup by a thread. Grumpig is going to go with the Aura Sphere on to Sand Slash to take it out of this match, and the Galaxy are up with an extra 2 Pokemon here, and Veluza following up with the Disarming Voice onto Slowking, getting some chip damage as Slowking is going to respond with the Zen Headbutt onto Grumpig, gets in some good damage for a not very effective move onto its fellow Psychic type. And there is Veluza having that health restored, but that poisoning is finally going to take it out of this match, and the Neos needed to get that one on the board, as now out comes Persian in that Alolan variant form. It's Hypno coming out for the Galaxy, and Persian immediately sets up that sticky web entry hazard on the side of the Galaxy, laying that out on the field. Grumpig does respond, however, by going with the Belly Drum. It is going to cut into its health. It's a very easy target now, but it has just maximized that physical attack that's only base 45, and Hypno following up with the Discharge is the one to take out its teammate. It's super effective on Slowking, but it's just leveled the playing field. Slowking could capitalize. It goes with the Wave Crash onto Hypno, gets in some great damage, but the recoil damage actually takes Slowking out of this match. So the Anastar Galaxy are back in front after that very confusing play from both sides, and Hypno is going to chow down on that Citrus Berry as well, so it does restore some of the health that it just lost. And out for the Galaxy, it is going to be Reuniclus, who I continue to stumble over. It's the Alolan Raichu coming out for the Neos, and Reuniclus is caught in that sticky web, lowering its speed. Persian with the Sing, but that is not going to work on Hypno. It has that Insomnia ability, so it cannot fall asleep. Raichu, though, looking to do its part, goes with the Ceaseless Edge, putting Hypno into knockout range, and it's also going to lay out those spikes on the side of the Galaxy with more entry hazards there. Hypno does go for the Roost very intelligently. It is going to restore its health here on the field. And Reuniclus is going to go for the pound onto Persian, who does respond with the Morning Sun. It is going to restore some of its own health on the field there, with as Raichu looking to follow it up, goes with the Freeze Dry, going for Reuniclus, getting in some good chip damage there, but Hypno with the opportunity sets up the Defend order. This is going to boost those physical and special defenses. Reuniclus with the opportunity to follow it up as well is going to go for the Muddy Water, connecting with both members of the Lental Neos, lowering their accuracy in the process as well. We see Persian going with that Shadow Claw, super effective onto Hypno, but it doesn't do as much damage as we might have thought, as the superpower from Raichu trying to finish it off, but it's not very effective, and Hypno is able to hang on. This will lower those physical stats of Raichu in the process, and Hypno, with an opportunity to capitalize, goes for the Cotton Spore onto the Delta types. This is going to lower the speed a great deal of both of them as the Galaxy try and take speed control. Reuniclus is going to go for the Mud Slap, getting some good chip damage there onto Persian, also lowering its accuracy in the process. Hypno with the follow-up now that it has speed control with the Tearful Look on to Persian. This is going to lower that physical attack here and that special attack. All those stats getting lowered, but Persian does respond with the Icy Wind, but with that lowered accuracy, Hypno is able to avoid that move, as does Reuniclus, and Raichu is going to go with the Blaze Kick, though, to finally take Hypno out of this matchup. We are down to a 3 versus 3 contest. And Reuniclus does go with the Meteor Beam, and that may be the best I've ever said it, as it is overflowing with that Space Power. It boosts that special attack, and it is now being joined by Noctowl, the Terrestrial Draftee, for the Anastar Galaxy, taking on this Psychic Terra typing. We'll see if it can embrace it in this matchup, or if Persian will capitalize on that Dark type advantage it has over the Anastar Galaxy. Noctowl is going to go for the Aqua Jet onto the Electric type Raichu, getting some good damage, but Persian does respond with the Fire Pledge, but that is avoided by Noctowl. And Raichu, looking to do its part, goes with the Psycho Boost. This will be resisted by Noctowl, gets in some okay damage, but it cuts into that special attack of Raichu, as Reuniclus going with the Meteor Beam onto Raichu, takes it out of this matchup with that boosted special attack that's already base 125, but it is going to be Ditto with that Imposter ability coming out for the Neos, and it is going to be the Imposter in Reuniclus, and it is going to be taking on that Stellar Terra typing, because Ditto is the Terrestrial Draftee for the Lental Neos. And we'll see if it can capitalize on that special attack that we were just talking about of Reuniclus. And Noctowl, though, still with that speed control, going for the Bolt Strike, but that is going to be avoided by Ditto, allowing Persian to go with the Psyshock, another resisted move onto Noctowl here, not doing much damage whatsoever. However, Ditto is going to follow it up with the Bar Barrage, getting that Poison type boost here on to Noctowl. Gets in some good damage there, but Renucleus is going to go for the Rock Blast onto the Imposter. This multi-hit move, every connection will add up. It's got 3. If it can get all 5, it will only get 3, but it still gets in some good damage, and Noctowl looking to follow it up, going with the conversion, but that is going to fail. It is going to stay a Psychic type. However, Persian looking to capitalize, tries to set up the sticky web, but that's already been done. That is going to fail. And this allows Renucleus to respond with the attack order to take Persian out with that super effective critical play. And Ditto is in a 1v3 situation, as it is going to go for the Fickle Beam, and it is going to go all out for this attack. And it looks like it is going to go for the real Renucleus to take it out of this matchup. And Ditto is running out of time. It needs to act quick because it does have lower PP than most Pokemon. It is Meowstic coming out for the Anastar Galaxy, landing in those spikes, landing in that sticky web. Noctowl is going to go for the discharge, connecting with everybody on the field, but it gets that critical play on to Ditto. However, Meowstic is left with that paralysis, so that's going to slow it down. It may also make it unable to move, and we do see Ditto chowing down on its Citrus Berry, so it is going to restore its health. Meowstic still quicker than Ditto, though, goes for the Toxic. It is going to badly poison Ditto, so that is going to get progressively worse as every passing turn happens. So Ditto needs to act quick. It goes for the Tailwind, trying to give itself that massive speed boost, that Tailwind blowing from behind it, but Noctowl is still quicker, allowing it to go for the Pain Split. It does bring down Ditto's health just a bit, but Ditto is going to respond with the Freeze Dry now, once again capitalizing on that Stellar Terra typing, going for Meowstic, getting some great damage. It puts it into knockout range, but Meowstic is going to chow down on its own berry. It is going to get that special defense boost thanks to that Staff Berry, and it is going to respond with the Toxic Thread. Now it's already poisoned its Ditto, but now it's going to have that speed stat lowered even more here, as Noctowl is going to follow it up with the Sing, trying to put it to sleep, but that is not going to work because it's already poisoned. This allows Ditto to go and ride that Surf, and it's going to get the boost. It's going to connect with both Psychic types, and it's going to get the huge play. Ditto has brought it back from a 3v1 disadvantage to win the game for the Lentil Neos. And the Galaxy have never defeated the Neos, and that will stay the case, as Ditto is able to bring it home for the Lentil Neos after a terrible start to the season. They have a massive impressive win, and next round they will be going up against another side who has never defeated them, and that is the Ula Macros, whereas for the Galaxy next round they are going up against the Pewter Skulls. But until then, Nidorinas, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought the best on field was, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.